Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. This lesson is going to be entitled Dr. T. Hansen, makes a good point dealing with these women, specifically the so-called black women. This is going to apply to all women, but it's going to apply to them the most because it's going to hit them the most, the worst. Okay, rather. Now, he says some good points. I've heard him make good points, because he's a psychologist and, he used to be, I guess you can say he had a feminist mindset, but, when he started to look at the truth of the matter, of so-called black men and so-called black society, he started to realize that, what the true problem was this gynocracy that is ruling the so-called black community. Now, he's making he makes a good point here, and what came to mind was Isaiah 4:1. Okay, and I'm going to read Isaiah 4:1 because the times are changing, okay, where these women are going to have to humble down because Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is going to bring some great distress. I made a video maybe a couple days ago dealing with, how people are suffering in this society. And you looked at the comments and people are like, oh man, I'm 28, I'm 31 and I'm struggling. Most of those comments were from women. Okay. Specifically so-called black women. So that time of distress is basically here, but it's going to increase. Right now, it's somewhat bearable because they can still eat. But we're getting to a time now. We're about to get to a time where eating meat will be a luxury. Eating, 3 meals a day or 2 meals a day will be a luxury. You understand what I'm saying? So their mindset is going to drastically change from this independent, I don't need no man, and he needs to be 6 foot tall, he needs to have 6 figures, so on and so forth, to please just let me be with you. Please just let me attach myself to you. You see, this is Isaiah 4:1, and it reads, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. Now that number 7 doesn't mean necessarily exactly the number 7. The number 7 means completion. Okay, so a complete number of women will take hold of one man. Okay, it could be 7, could be 18, could be 20, could be 5, could be 4. Okay, a multitude of women are going to take hold of one man. Okay, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. What does it mean to be called by thy name? To basically allow them to become your wife. Okay. She's telling you to marry her, and how do you consummate marriage? Not by a ring, not by getting down on one knee, not by a ceremony. You consummate marriage through sex, point blank, period. And a lot of these women are going to be offering up the box. And brothers, you have to be mindful, you got to start that now to be picky with the women that you deal with. Forget about waiting until all hell breaks loose. We got to start being picky even now. Okay. But even more so in that time. All right. So let's get this what this Dr. T. Hansen says.
What makes the gynocracy a problem is it's not naturally formed. It is a product of policy, and it exacerbates behavior. Negative.
Right. Let's stop right there. The gynocracy, this system that is being set where these women are running amok like this and are able to do all manner of wickedness, is based upon this wicked Edomite rulership. You see, if there was wise rulership in place, this wouldn't be allowed to exist. There would be laws and legislations that would outlaw this. This would not be able to exist in society. And if women were to do certain things, like become whores or play the harlot or disrespect their men or whatever the case may be, there would be consequences in a righteous society. Matter of fact, there's an example of that in hold on, in the Apocrypha, dealing with Xerxes, man. Okay, in the book of Esther. What's that? Queen Vashti. Right, when he told her to come out and she didn't, which was nothing but pure pride. You know, she got beside herself. Okay, Salakia. I'm gonna continue this stream back. All right. Shalom. Salakia. Damn. I have to send a text real quick, man. Anyway, I'm gonna send that in a second. But yeah, so let's get back to the video. I'm gonna send that text in a quick second.
Behavior rooted around ideas of black female superiority. It's
Oh, Salakia. Let me bring that back. What I wanted to do is I wanted to read this scripture. I'm gonna have to send that email in a second. This is Esther 1:12. It says, but she was supposed to come. The king wanted her to come and to display her beauty when there was this particular event that he was having. Okay, so let's go there. It says, this is Esther 1:10. It says, on the 7th day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine, he commanded Mehuman, Bista, Harbona, Bigtha, and Abagtha, Zethar, and Carcas, 7 chamberlains that served in the presence of Ahasuerus the king, to bring Vashti the queen before the king with the crown royal, to shew the people and the princes her beauty, for she was fair to look on. But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains. Therefore was the king very wroth, and his anger burned in him. Right, so she refused the king. She disobeyed the king, okay, which was her husband. All right. Then the king said to the wise men, which knew the times, for so was the king's manner toward all that knew law and judgment. And the next unto him was Karshina, Shethar, Admatha, Tarshish, Meres, Marsina, and Memucan, the 7 princes of Persia and Media, which saw the king's face, and which sat the first in the kingdom. What shall we do unto the queen Vashti according to the law, because she hath not performed the commandment of the king Ahasuerus by the chamberlains? And Memucan, so they had to have a council behind this. This was so out of order that they had to have a council behind it. You know, but in this society, they stay out of order. They disrespect you. There's videos of women spitting in men's face. And, hey, man, there's all kind of crazy stuff going on in this earth because this is what is allowed in this society, right? It says, and Memucan answered before the king and the princes, Vashti the queen hath not done wrong to the king only, but also to all the princes and to all the people that are in all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus. So this was not just a problem to the king, but it was a problem to the whole kingdom. For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes, when it shall be reported, the king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti the queen to be brought in before him, but she came not. Likewise shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto all the king's princes, which have heard of the deed of the queen, thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath. Okay, if it please the king, right? Because it's going to allow these women to be out of order. When you see that when they see they can get away with certain things, what happens? They get more deep into it. They become more and more willful, right? If it please the king, let there go, and that goes for all wickedness. All wickedness needs to be stomped out at the root, or it gets out of control, right? Oh, it's okay if he's, if they as long as they're not hurting nobody. But now they're trying to get your kids to be flamers, to teach them. Oh, do you feel like a girl today? See, that's the cause of the cancer of wickedness. It will only lead to more and more wickedness. It will not stay at a particular level. It will grow into more wickedness. Okay. If it please the king, let there go a royal commandment from him, and let it be written among the laws of the Persians and the Medes, that it be not altered, that Vashti come no more before King Ahasuerus, and let the king give her royal estate unto another that is better than she. So that was a great shame for her. So she went to her family in shame. Her father was embarrassed. Okay, and it was terrible, because she, now she was disgraced. Not only was she, she was at its highest position that a woman could be at that time, but now she's going to be at the lowest position, because it comes with shame what she did, but not in this society. That's why he said what he said. Okay, about this problem is a problem of policy of the rulers ultimately.
Behavior, negative behavior rooted around ideas of black female superiority. It's become a cancer. And as the resources and institutions are being withdrawn that have been so common, particularly for black women, going back damn near to World War II, but we can talk about different levels of it, different types of it from much longer than that. As those resources are finally starting to be withdrawn, now you're starting to see a different type of dysfunction. You guys noticing an uptick in the last 5 years of women coming into male spaces, newly formed male spaces where men are finally starting to talk about their own issues? They're starting to come in. And the first response is often not to listen. It's to start shit. It's to troll. It's to fight, because she got to get you back under mommy's thumb.
Right. So you notice that when you go to these male spaces, these different red pill spaces or whatever, with Jake is speaking, about the women or whatever, or speaking basically, about men's issues, women are up in there, a lot of times now there's a lot of women content creators that are speaking on these issues, and they're usually most of the time chameleons themselves. They're just playing a role. Like he said, they see that the resources are dwindling, and things are getting rough. So they understand instinctively in nature that they have to attach themselves to a man. But, hey, it's about to get to a point where they're not just going to have to pretend. They're going to have to really, really beg for a man to deal with them. That's the point we're getting to. And I just want to read Isaiah 4:1 real quick, because I got to go, man. I got to send that particular text. This is Isaiah 4:1. It says, "And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach." And that's coming, man. A great reproach is coming for these women. And when you read Isaiah 32, right, it speaks about, they shall mourn for the teats and so on and so forth, the different benefits. A teat represents a titty, because they're being nourished from this government, but all that nourishment is going to dry up, and they're going to have to mourn. They're going to cry like babies, man, missing the milk. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. I gotta fly out though. Your lessons, yes, I've heard Mr. Hansen say he has, or had a Hebrew Israelite understanding on another podcast he was on. If I find it, I'll post a link. Khan, yeah, send a link, yeah, because he makes some good videos, man. He makes some good videos from what I see. So with that, I'll say shalom.